someone to join in. This is my second attempt at the U.S.A. Peace Game quiz. Last time I tried this, I had 3 or 4 people join in. Seemed to be a little interesting. We found out a little bit of what people do and don't know about America. Some of the questions are easy, some maybe not so. So we're going to see if we can find some people to join in my little quiz broadcast here. In the future, perhaps as I get more organized, I'll have a co-host or maybe even a panel. Could make it into an actual broadcast type quiz show using the grid layout, have 4 or 5 contestants all vying to answer the questions as quickly as possible. But for now, until we get more established, I think we'll just try with the answers given in the comments section. Seems to be the best way to go about it. It seemed to work pretty well last time. Nice thing about having things done in the comments is I can see very clearly who got the answers in first. So let the internet do my judging for me. I just need to judge whether the answer is correct or not, but at least I don't have to worry about the timing of when the answer came in. Let's see, how are we doing here? I seem to have changed the broadcast settings, but they don't seem to be reflected here. I still seem to be broadcasting something else. Let me reset. What does they reset the program layout? Let me try that. No, that didn't seem to do anything. Maybe restart the graphics server. Restart the broadcast in all locations. Let me use the broadcast not working if the program window is not connecting. Well, let's see. We seem to be connected. So that's not the case. How about now? No, that doesn't seem to be doing it. What is the problem here? If I switch to that still doesn't do anything. I am having a little bit of a glitch here. All right, so I am going to restart the graphics server and see if that solves my problem. Perhaps you're seeing me, but in my program window, it shows a couple of static photographs. So I was going to reset the graphics server. I will be right back, I hope. Hey, I for that little glitch there. I hope that people, if you were there, which I'm not really sure because it was not giving the information that I was expecting anyway. But I think I've got that problem solved now. So as I said, we're going to be trying the United States Peace Game, the U.S.A. Peace Game quiz again today. The second attempt at a quiz game here on HAPS TV. HAPS TV broadcasting simultaneously to YouTube and a link to Twitter and also to my Facebook account. So should be able to see it in lots of different places. Probably the comments are only going to appear if you're watching through HAPS. I'm not sure. I'm still relatively new to this, and it seems to me that I've seen comments that seem to be color coded coming from different sources, but I'm not sure. Oh, Let It Be is here. Great. Thank you for joining. Hopefully we'll have another quiz participant or two to make this a little more exciting. Of course, it's kind of a challenge to just try and answer the questions ourselves, but a little competition always seems to heighten the experience a little bit. Okay, so while we're waiting for more people to join, let me just remind you, I have another broadcast I'm going to be doing later on today, scheduled to start at 1:30 Japan time. That's the GMT, Greenwich Mean Time. Okay, yeah, got to beat Stephen, absolutely, yeah. He was pretty hot last time. We'll see if he drops in again today. You can challenge him for the crown. As I was saying, so Layman's Philosophy is another broadcast that I try to do. I have a friend that we sit around and as a couple of laymen, pure laymen in regards to philosophy. We talk about different philosophical questions, not too deep, I don't think, but just kind of an everyday layman's philosophy type of discussion between the two of us. I'll be doing that, as I said, scheduled to start at 1:30. My friend will join me, which is about an hour and 15 minutes from now. So break between times, so I'll probably do this for about half an hour, this quiz show. Yeah, it's just 12:14 in the early afternoon, right? So it's lunchtime here. Maybe I should call it my lunchtime USA Peace Game Quiz, but that makes the title a little bit long. All right. So the Layman's Philosophy is another program that I will be trying to put forth today. Different topics that we'll talk about. My guest, Jeff Morrow will be on. Layman's Philosophy. Try and do Layman's Philosophy with 3 questions at least once a week. If there's becomes some interest in that, maybe we'll do it more often, but for now, about 3 questions one time a week. Usually early in the week, Monday or Tuesday. Today we had the emperor's birthday was yesterday in Japan, and so it was a holiday, and Jeff and I both had other engagements going on, so we didn't do our Layman's Philosophy on Tuesday, but we'll do it today. That's right, it's Wednesday here. Japan's a little bit ahead of the curve, right? That international date line is enough to confuse anyone, right? Okay, so we've got hopefully a couple are ready to test themselves against the questions that I have for us. These questions, as I said, are from this game, United States game, or USA. And I have several cards with questions. The questions supposedly are varying difficulty, but I think that's because there are either 2, 3, or no choices offered for the answers to the questions. questions themselves don't really seem to be stratified into clear difficulty. But anyway, let's get started and see how things go. Okay. Um, well, this is appropriate for the first question, I think, since I am in Japan. The first question is, what did Japan present over 6,000 of to the U.S. in 1912? What did Japan present over 6,000 of to the United States in 1912? Okay, so in 1912, Japan presented 6,000 something to the United States in 1912. What was it that the United States presented 6,000 of in 1912? Kimonos. Kimonos is a good answer, but I'm sorry, that is not the answer on the card anyway. That's not the correct answer I was looking for. Let me give you the two choices. This is the easiest level, so there are only two possible choices here that I will present to you. Bonsai trees, or bonsai, right? Bonsai trees, or cherry trees. So, what did Japan present over 6,000 of to the United States in 1912? Bonsai trees or cherry trees? Bonsai trees, bonsai are the miniature version of the trees that are grown in usually more shallow trays or flower pots. Cherry, let it be, says cherry, and that is the right answer. Yes, cherry trees. Uh, I've actually never been to Washington, D.C., but I understand that there are a large number of cherry trees in Washington, D.C., and I think those are some of, if not all, some of the presents, the gifts from Japan, those 6,000 from 1912. Yes, that's right. Yes. You got a one answer lead on Stephen if he chooses to make an appearance. Already in the lead. Way to go. Okay. The next question. Another similar question here. What did Japan present over 50 of to the United States as a bicentennial gift in 1976? What did Japan present over 50 of to the United States as a bicentennial gift in 1976, right? So the American bicentennial, 1976, 200 years, America's 200th birthday. Japan gave a present of 50 something to the United States. Okay, any ideas? All right, well, that's again difficult, so let me give you the choices, three choices this time. Choice one, the bonsai trees. 2, no masks. 3, ancient kimonos. Oh, let it be. Yikes. Bonsais? Yes, that is the correct answer. This time it was bonsai trees, those small miniature trees for the 200th anniversary, the bicentennial, the American bicentennial. Japan presented the United States with 50 bonsai trees. Right? I'm not sure where those are. Have to Google that to find out what happened to those bonsai trees. That's already been almost 45 years ago. You got lucky. Yes, well, luck is one of those factors that play into any game of this sort, right? So take advantage where you can, right? If you're lucky, that's good. All right, question number 3. What popular flower is named after the United States' first ambassador to Mexico? What popular flower is named after the United States' first ambassador to Mexico? This is the high-level question, no choices. right? So you just have to come up with the name of a flower that you think might be named after an ambassador to Mexico. This is something that honestly I didn't know. Peony. Oh no. At first I thought it was peyote, and I thought, wow, no, peony. No, no, it's not a peony. It's not a peony. Mexico. Yeah. This is not this flower. Mexico doesn't pop to my mind when I think of this flower. Although perhaps it should. I'm not sure. I don't know much about this flower. Let me give you a big hint, though. This flower, more than Mexico, Christmas comes to mind with this flower. Rose? No, not a rose either. All right. So again, the image of Christmas. What flower do you associate with Christmas time? Flower, flowering plant, right? Not a cut flower as much as a potted flowering plant. Poinsettia, that's the right answer. Exactly, very good. Poinsettia. The flower is named after Joel Poinsett. Okay, so they just took his name and added a IA at the end, and that's the name of the flower. Joel Poinsett, I guess, was the first ambassador to Mexico. Okay, so history lesson for me, definitely. I had not known that. Okay, but another right answer for Let It Be. You've got this under control. Well on the lead already. 3 answers. So Stephen has his work cut out if he decides to join us. Okay, here's a question. Shifting gears a little bit. What was the first college to be established in the United States? Okay, what was the first college to be established in the United States? So, hint, I don't think you really need one. Very, very famous university, famous college. First one, if you run down the list of very, very famous universities, very, very famous colleges in the United States, this one will probably be close to the top of the list. Okay, it's not Yale, but if it's not Yale, then what must it be? That kind of a question. Okay, so it's not Yale. Let me give you the choices: Columbia, Harvard, or Brown. Columbia, Harvard, Brown. What was the first college to be established in the United States? Harvard, that's right. Harvard is the answer. Let it be again with the correct answer. That makes 4 in a row, 4 correct answers so far. He's untouchable. Another question. What term is commonly used to refer to an athletic conference consisting of 8 private institutions of higher education in the Northeast? What term is commonly used to refer to an athletic conference consisting of 8 private institutions of higher education in the Northeast? So what do we call that group of 8 institutions of higher education? Those colleges, universities in the Northeast, that group of 8. We commonly refer to them as what? Pac? No, not Pac. No, not the Pac. Not the Pac-10 or Pac-8 or something like that. No. This, I believe, the schools that we've been talking about. I believe Harvard, Yale, Columbia, Brown, are all part of this athletic conference that has a name that might not pop right away into your mind, but it's if I say it, you're going to say, "Oh, of course." Again, there are no hints here other than that. It's okay. Let me think of a hint myself. something league. Something league, right? I grew up in Iowa. Iowa is part of the Big Eight, which now I think has actually more than 8 schools in it. Iowa State University, or the Big Ten. There's the Pac-10 and so on, right? But this was the something league in the Northeast, Harvard, Yale, and so on. The Ivy League. That's right, the Ivy League. I'm assuming the Ivy League because the buildings are old and overgrown with ivy. That distinguished look that I associate with those Ivy League schools, Harvard, Yale, Columbia, Brown, and so on. I couldn't even name, to save my life, I couldn't name the 8 Ivy League schools. I really don't know. But anyway, that's what it's called. Yeah, the Ivy League. Very good. Another correct answer. Okay. All right, then I think a relatively easy music-related question. What style of music are artists Louis Armstrong, Miles Davis, and Billie Holiday famous for? What style of music? This is not a deep thinker. Oh yeah, related to sports. Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, the Ivy League was just that group of schools. But I guess as I said, like the Pac-10 or the Big Ten, Big Eight, and so on. Um, it refers to that. Yeah, jazz, exactly. Jazz. Louis Armstrong, Miles Davis, Billie Holiday, all famous jazz musicians, right? Yes. And another correct answer. Let It Be has the quiz all to himself today. Excellent. Um, okay, here's one. Probably won't need choices for this one either. Which animal is used to describe the stock market in decline? Which animal is used to describe the stock market in decline? There's a new Billie Holiday movie. Oh, really? That got a message that my Wi-Fi is weak right now. Bear, that's right. Bear. A bear market, right, is the market in decline, right? Very good. Bear market, another correct answer for Let It Be. Excellent. Yeah, so yeah, the bear market, of course, the bull market, bear market. The bull market is when the stocks are going up, the market is increasing, is on the incline, and the market in decline would be the bear market, right? The bulls and the bears. Okay. Next question, again financially related. Where? So the name of the place, the city. Um, Where is the world's largest commodity exchange located? Where is the world's largest commodity exchange located? So we're looking for the name of a city. No, I didn't say Siri. I said a city. Sorry, my phone is here. Siri seems to want my attention. New York. New York that's the one that came to my mind too, but that's the right answer according to this card anyway. The world's largest commodity is not located in uh, commodities are different. I am so financially ignorant that I can't talk intelligently about this, but a commodity exchange is different than a pure stock exchange. Commodities are somehow different. The goods and trades, the Florida orange juice futures or something like that. Of course, those aren't those commodities. Maybe there's a city that has a larger commodity exchange than the New York Stock Exchange would be. Um, no more answers. Singapore, yeah, that's another great guess. It's not right either. Yeah, so I'm I'm actually quite relieved that I'm not the only one that didn't know this and wouldn't have a good guess. I wouldn't have a good guess at all. Uh, those are both good guesses. The correct answer seems to be Chicago. Chicago, the Chicago Commodity Exchange, also known as the Board of Trade. Chicago Board of Trade is the world's largest commodity exchange, at least at the time these cards are made, which was sometime earlier in, I think around, what is the copyright? I'll check later what the copyright of this game is, but it's probably at least a few years ago, 6 or 8 years ago, I think. Had that in your mind? Yes. Okay. Sorry, I should have waited. Give you the chance to display your knowledge there, but yeah, Chicago seems to be the answer. The Chicago Board of Trade for commodities. Okay. The next question. What city in Florida is home to Walt Disney World, Universal Studios, SeaWorld, and Discovery Cove? Yeah, yeah, the skyscraper question. That's right. I remember that. Yes. Uh, what city in Florida is home to Walt Disney World, Universal Studios, SeaWorld, and Discovery Cove? Orlando, right. That's one. Now, that's one of the places I've been. I haven't actually traveled all that much in America or the world. I have been to Orlando, haven't been to Washington, D.C., I've been to New York City. Um, I've been to, well, basically between Colorado and Pennsylvania, uh, the states around there, so the Midwest and so on. I've been down through Texas, Oklahoma, Texas, New Mexico, areas like that, but I haven't. I actually flew into Florida. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah. Actually, yeah, I should have mentioned that, but you're right. Yeah, Singapore wouldn't have been a good answer for this particular quiz, right? So that's right. Anyway, but you came right back with Orlando, and that's right. Never been east of Chicago. Okay, well, yeah. So I've been, east of Chicago from Iowa. Iowa doesn't really have any major metropolitan areas. The capital is, I think, around 300,000 people. I think that within the borders of Iowa, that's the largest metropolitan area. There are cities that are on the border of Iowa with surrounding states, like the Quad Cities area. Iowa shares a border with Illinois, and I think that may actually be a larger metropolitan area, but the majority of it is over into Illinois. Yeah, so Chicago is a place that I'm a little bit familiar with. That's where we go from my corner of Iowa. That was the large city that we went to for our entertainment. Watch the Cubbies or the White Sox play, right? Okay. How about this one? In what state is the House on the Rock the best known attraction? In what state is the House on the Rock the best known attraction? Okay. I guess should I give you a hint? The hint being, as a Midwesterner, I'm familiar with this. This is a place where a lot of my friends go. No, Midwest. Think Midwest, not Massachusetts. No. Uh, I'm from Iowa, and this is my area of the country. It's not Iowa. There's another hint. The answer is not Iowa, but it is in this area. The name of the city that it's in is Spring Green. Spring Green. Spring Green. Sounds like a color more than a city, but yeah. Spring Green, Missouri. No, not Missouri, not the Show Me State. Missouri. Um, so it's not Missouri. So is it Minnesota, Illinois, or Wisconsin? Give you the three choices there. No, 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 not Ohio. Illinois, Minnesota, or Wisconsin? Which one do you think it is? Like I said, this one I know, being from Iowa. Again, Iowa doesn't have any tourist spots. So, yes, Wisconsin is the answer. Yes, very good. Okay, Wisconsin, the House on the Rock. It's quite an amazing, you should look it up. If you're ever in Wisconsin or have a chance to go there, it's quite a fascinating place. It's a house actually built on top of a, a rock. Cheese, yes, Wisconsin cheese. Cheese. That was another question here. Which Midwestern state is famous for beer and cheese and is also known as America's Dairyland? That was, of course, Wisconsin. I skipped over that question because I thought it would lead right into being the too obvious an answer for the House on the Rock. The House on the Rock is really fascinating. A man, I can't remember the timing. I think it was early, either late in the 1800s or early in the 1900s. I think early in the 1900s. Um, he actually, like, basically packed all the materials, climbed up the side of this rock to build a house on top of the rock, and he built an amazing house too. So if you ever have a chance to go to Spring Green, Wisconsin, check out the House on the Rock. Okay. All right. A few more questions here. Okay. Which Great Plains state was home to Crazy Horse, great leader of the Sioux tribe of Native Americans? So, Great Plains state, home to Crazy Horse, the great leader of the Sioux tribe of Native Americans. Okay. Yeah, look that up. Yes, please do look up the House on the Rock. Spring Green, Wisconsin. Yeah. Oklahoma. Oklahoma. No, Oklahoma is not the home of Crazy Horse. The Sioux tribe. The Sioux tribe. Yeah. Um, Sioux tribe is there north, a little bit farther north than Oklahoma. Um, Crazy Horse was the leader of the Sioux tribe. South Dakota, there we go. That's exactly right. South Dakota was the home of Crazy Horse. South Dakota, Dakota, of course, um, just west of Iowa, just above Nebraska, right? So in the northwest corner of Iowa, so the corner of Iowa that's bordering there, we have Sioux City, Iowa, right? Sioux, of course, Iowa is an American, Native American name, right? The Iowa Indians, and I think Iowa has, I believe, it still has 99 counties, 99 counties, and about 95 of those are of those county names are actually Native American words. Pottawatomie County, Tama. We have lots and lots of these Native American words that became the names of the counties and some cities. We have a lot of borrowings of cities. I mean, we have Rome and London, uh, Tripola, which is spelled Tripoli, but it's pronounced Tripola by the natives there. I'm from Manchester, not the famous Manchester in England, not even the famous American Manchester on the east in the east, but Manchester, Iowa, very small town that nobody's ever heard of, unless you were born there. Um, then you just barely heard of it. But anyway, let's go on, try another question here. But yeah, South Dakota. So let it be is still on a roll here. Which state in New England, which state in New England is home to America's Stonehenge, a 4,000-year-old stone construction in the town of Salem? Ah, didn't know Tripola was pronounced that way. There is a game called that. Ah, not familiar with the game. Yeah, but yeah, Tripoli. From the halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli, or yeah, Tripoli is the famous. Yes, Massachusetts. That's right. Massachusetts is not right. Massachusetts is not right. There's another Salem. Oh, I was ready to give you the credit for that, but it tells me that this card says that the town of Salem that they're referring to is not in Massachusetts. So there's another Salem. Okay. I did not know that. See, I'm learning as much as you guys are, probably more, because I know start out with even less, closer to a blank slate. Maine? No, it's not Maine either. The choices were Vermont, Massachusetts, and New Hampshire, and we've eliminated Massachusetts, so it's down to either Vermont or New Hampshire. Salem, Massachusetts, but they say no. They say this is New Hampshire. They say New Hampshire. Salem, New Hampshire. I'll have to look that up. I'm not sure I believe that. I will. I'll believe them. Yes, NH, New Hampshire. That's right. Yeah, Salem, New Hampshire. 4,000-year-old stone construction in the town of Salem, New Hampshire. America's Stonehenge. Okay. All right. Learn something new every day. Which mountain state was the site of Battle of the Little Bighorn? Battle of the Little Bighorn. Which mountain state was the site of Battle of the Little Bighorn? Okay, so it's a mountain state. The site of the Battle of the Little Bighorn. Battle of the Little Bighorn. Famous battle. Colorado. Colorado is definitely a mountain state, but it's not the answer we're looking for. The Battle of Little Bighorn. The choices are Idaho, Montana, Utah. Idaho, Montana, or Utah. That's the only mountain state I know. Yeah, I mean that's the first one that comes to mind. Colorado, Rocky Mountain High. I mean, can't get much more mountain than that, right? Um, Rocky Mountain High. Utah. No, it's not Utah. So it's not Utah. It's not Colorado. The answer is, I'll give it away. It's Montana. Montana was the site of the Battle of Little Bighorn. How soon we forget, right? Okay, so yeah, mountain state. The site of the Battle of Little Bighorn was Montana. Little Bighorn in Montana. Okay. All right. Let's see. How about this? What fearless warrior led several tribes of Native Americans to victory at Custer's stand? So, who Native leader? The American leader of the tribe Custer's last. Again, oh, am I frozen? Oh, maybe I'm okay here. So, Geronimo, yeah, that's one of the two or three famous Native American leaders that I know, but that's not the answer for Custer's Last Stand. What other famous Native American leaders are you aware of? So it's not Geronimo. And Geronimo was a leader. Seemed that he was more of a guerrilla fighter. I froze for a second. Yeah, I thought so. Yeah. I got a signal that, again, I'm on Wi-Fi. I'm in my office, but it's not really set up to easily use the LAN cables. So even my desktop computer is running on Wi-Fi, which isn't the ideal situation. But what can you do? Make do with what you have, right? Which is great about HAPS. It really allows you to make do with what you have. You can broadcast from your smartphone. I do that sometimes. I have, let's see, I'm embarrassed. I can't think of another. The South Dakota guy. The South Dakota guy could be. Where was Custer's last? I couldn't tell you where Custer's last stand was. So no need to be embarrassed. I'm conducting the quiz and I have no idea what the answers are. So let's see. Fearless warrior led several tribes of Native Americans to victory at Custer's last stand was Sitting Bull. Of course, yeah, you say the word, you say the name, and oh, yeah, him, right? Anyway, that was it. It wasn't Geronimo, it was Sitting Bull was the answer. Okay, let's see what other kind of questions we have here. Okay, how about this? What city boasts the only royal palace in the United States? What city boasts the only royal palace in the United States? Now that's interesting. Yeah, royalty. You don't, I mean, yeah, we Americans did away with titles and so on, right? We don't recognize titles in the United States, but there is still, it seems, a royal palace somewhere within the United States. Where do you think that would be? New Orleans? Yeah, lots of French connections there, but that's not the answer. No, that's not the answer. Let me give you the two choices that we have here. Honolulu or Boston? Honolulu or Boston? So where would the only royal palace in the United States be? Honolulu or Boston? What do you think? Honolulu or Boston? The only royal palace in the United States. Honolulu, right. King Kamehameha, was that the guy's name? So the Hawaii was under the rule of a king, right? So it makes sense that they would have a royal palace there. Wonder if it's, my image of a royal palace in Hawaii would be made out of bamboo or something. I don't know. That's probably terrible. But I guess the only royal palace in the U.S. it must still be there. So it must have been built out of something more substantial than bamboo. Although bamboo does hold up quite well. But anyway, so that's the answer. Honolulu has the only royal palace in the United States. Next, what extinct volcano can be seen from Waikiki Beach in Honolulu, Hawaii? Okay, what extinct volcano can be seen from Waikiki Beach in Honolulu, Hawaii? I've never been to Honolulu, Hawaii. I've never been to any of the Hawaiian islands. But an extinct volcano. Three choices: Diamond Head, Kilauea, Mount St. Helens. Okay, so Diamond Head, Kilauea, Mount St. Helens. Which extinct volcano can be seen from Waikiki Beach in Honolulu, Hawaii? And as a person that lives in Japan, who has its fair share. Yes, Diamond Head is the answer. Diamond Head is the answer. They call it extinct, but I don't particularly like that word. Extinct just means that it hasn't erupted in modern history. But to say it's extinct, I mean, there have been just too many instances where a long dormant volcano presumed to be extinct has come to life again. So, I mean, I hope that that's not the case with Diamond Head. That would be a disaster. But yeah, living here in Japan, yes, dormant. Yeah, exactly, dormant rather than extinct. So I don't agree with that word, but it's commonly used to describe volcanoes that have been dormant for long periods of time. So Diamond Head is that dormant volcano that can be seen from Honolulu, Waikiki Beach. Okay, and oh, well, the next question I gave away. I should have read ahead on my questions. The next question was, who united the Hawaiian Islands and established the Kingdom of Hawaii? So that's that king, right? So the king, as I was talking about before, King Kamehameha. Kamehameha, yeah. King Kamehameha. Yeah, I've never been to Hawaii, but during my university days, I had several friends that were from Hawaii. And so I learned a little bit of about Hawaii there. Always wanted to visit them there, but never made it. But I mean, Kamehameha, and I remember that Merry Christmas is Mele Kalikimaka or something like that. So that's the extent of my Hawaiian knowledge. But I did have several friends from Hawaii. Actually dated a girl from Hawaii, from Honolulu. Yeah. Let's see. Okay, how about this? This is a little interesting. Which state in New England is the birthplace of the color TV, the helicopter, the Polaroid camera, and the hamburger? Really? Which state in New England is the birthplace of the color TV, the helicopter, the Polaroid camera, and the hamburger? So, New England state. Choices are Maine, New Hampshire, or Connecticut. No, so not Vermont, no. Maine, New Hampshire, or Connecticut. Which of those are the birthplace, or is the birthplace of the color TV, the helicopter, the Polaroid camera, and the hamburger? Who was here that Polaroid camera. Polaroid camera. Helicopter. I thought the helicopter was a Spanish invention. Connecticut, yes, is the answer. That's right, Connecticut. Color TV started in Connecticut. Interesting. Color TV, helicopter, Polaroid camera, and the hamburger. Okay. Way to go, Connecticut. And way to go, let it be. Another correct answer. Good. How about this? A little more about Connecticut. What official museum of the United States Navy is in Connecticut? Wow. What official museum of the United States Navy is in Connecticut? Okay, if you get this right, I mean, you must be a former Navy man. Yeah, Da Vinci. Da Vinci. Yeah, the Da Vinci definitely had designs, drawings of helicopter-like mechanisms. Seeing that there was one that had kind of a corkscrew type of propeller device, something like that. But in my studies in high school, I studied Spanish, and I thought that somewhere in the conversation, somewhere along the line, talking about Spain, but I thought that Spain was where they invented the helicopter, but this says Connecticut, the birthplace of the helicopter. I don't know. Maybe it was a Spaniard in Connecticut. Who knows? Okay. The ship's name. It's not actually a ship's name. Yeah, this is some. This is. I mean, suddenly we've gone off the scale of difficulty here with this question. What official museum of the United States Navy is in Connecticut? The answer is the Submarine Force Library and Museum. Okay. If you're a submariner, if you were stationed on a submarine, you're probably aware of that. Maybe everyone in the Navy knows that, but we landlubbers, just that was not part of my education. That's just not part of my knowledge base at all. I did not know that. So in Connecticut, the Submarine Force Library and Museum. Okay. All right. Let's see. Oh, that's a little too easy. Harry Houdini was regarded as the greatest ever what? The greatest ever what? Well, actually, yeah. Harry Houdini was regarded as the greatest ever what? Two things that he is known for, and we've kind of skewed off toward one more than the other, but actually, yeah, it is the other one that he's considered the greatest ever. So Harry Houdini, we all know who Harry Houdini is. The two choices that they give are escape artist and magician. Escape artist and magician. All right, magician, escape. Yeah, those are the two choices, and he was definitely both a magician and escape artist, but he was regarded as the greatest ever escape artist. That was his brand of magic, I guess. And although other people may have surpassed him in, escape artist, exactly. May have surpassed him in the magical arts, in illusions and so on. His skills as an escape artist were considered the greatest ever. Okay. How about this one? Talking more about illusions, magicians, illusionists. What famous illusionist is known for flying over the Grand Canyon and walking through the Great Wall of China? What famous illusionist is known for flying over the Grand Canyon and walking through the Great Wall of China? Well, I flew over the Grand Canyon. I mean, you go from Iowa to Los Angeles. I know what they mean. Yeah, magically flying over the Grand Canyon. David Copperfield, right? You didn't even need the choices. Exactly right. David Copperfield. Yes. I don't actually remember the Grand Canyon illusion, but I do remember the Great Wall of China illusion. I think I was still in America at that time, so this is quite old information here. But yes, David Copperfield, very famous. Let's see, what famous magician performs nightly in his own show at the Monte Carlo Resort and Casino in Las Vegas? You saw him live once. Wow, that would have been interesting. Yeah, that would have been quite impressive. You watch on TV and you're always wondering how much is misdirection that planned. Oh, the camera's going to look this way, and things are going on off camera. So being able to see these illusions live would have been quite the treat. Yes. I've never really seen a magician. See, Siegfried and Roy. No, not Siegfried and Roy. Although they do have a Las Vegas act, I believe, but not at the Monte Carlo Resort and Casino, I guess. So I don't know. I've never been to Las Vegas either. Again, if we make a list of the places I haven't visited, it's going to be just reading the list is going to make a long show here. So let's see. It's okay. So let's say the choices are Brian Bushwood, Banachek, and Lance Burton. Okay. To be honest, I don't know any of those names. Wow. Brian Bushwood, Banachek, and Lance Burton. Monte Carlo Resort and Casino in Las Vegas has his own show nightly. The answer is Lance Burton. Yes, Lance Burton. That's right. Okay, let it be. You must know that name. I do not even know that name. Again, I've lived in Japan for 30 years. So David Copperfield, he's been around at least that long. Lance Burton, I'm sorry, sir, but I do not know you. But if I want to find you, I know where to find you now. The Monte Carlo Resort and Casino in Las Vegas. So there we go. All right. Let's see. This will be the last card. Let's see how many good questions we can find on this card. Okay. What place in Utah is home to many of the world's fastest moving vehicles? Okay, this one doesn't depend on current events in America. This one I think I could guess. So what place, a place in Utah, is home to many of the world's fastest moving vehicles? And I think some people will be able to guess this one. The last one, again, my apologies to Lance Burton. That one I would have never come up with. But this, yeah, Bonneville Salts. That's right. The Bonneville Salt Flats is exactly right. Yeah, so many land speed records have been set there. That is right, in Utah. The Bonneville Salt Flats. Excellent. Let it be with another answer. Next question. What place in Nevada is considered one of the flattest surfaces on the earth? Okay. What place in Nevada is considered one of the flattest places on the earth? This, I'm sorry, Nevada, but I just don't know you that well. Let me give you the three choices, unless you're more familiar with Nevada than I am, you would need them. The three choices are, actually, it's only going to be, okay. The three choices that are listed here are the Black Rock Desert, the Bonneville Salt Flats, Red Rock Canyon. Okay, so 1, the Black Rock Desert, 2, the Bonneville Salt Flats, and 3, the Red Rock Canyon. Okay, so the place in Nevada considered one of the flattest surfaces on the earth. Black Rock is correct. The Black Rock Desert. I did not know that. I mean, we had eliminated really the second choice, the Bonneville Salt Flats. We just remembered that was in Utah. So it was either the Black Rock Desert or Red Rock Canyon. Canyon, that doesn't have an image of being extremely flat, right? A canyon. Okay, so yeah, the Black Rock Desert makes sense, and that is the right answer. That's right. Good. Another correct answer. Oh, that's where they have Burning Man. Okay. All right. Yeah. I thought that I had heard of that before, but I didn't have that association in my mind. Okay, good. Thank you. Yeah. So the Burning Man sounds like quite an event. Another one that I've never visited. Okay, maybe someday. Next, let's make this the last question. I need to take a little break before I get into my philosophy broadcast about 20 minutes from now, 25 minutes from now. Let's see. Um, how many times the speed of sound was attained by a sled in New Mexico in 2003? Okay, so these cards are obviously newer than 2003. Um, like I said, this is not a brand new game, but somewhere in the early 2000s, I think, maybe around 2010, something like that, this game came out. But anyway, this question, how many times the speed of sound? So how many times the speed of sound? Twice the speed of sound, three times, and so on, right? How many times the speed of sound attained by a sled train in New Mexico in 2003? 100. No. That's quite a bit too fast. Not 100 times the speed of sound. Remember, this was a sled train in New Mexico. So we're talking about a train, I guess, a land vehicle. So even attaining the speed of sound is quite the event. Yeah, 100 times is too fast. It's much less than that. So how many times the speed of sound was attained by a sled train? A sled train. 2. Okay. I've scared you off too much there. Yeah. No, more than two, but less than 100. This is going to be a guessing game here because it sounds like you, same as me, have really no idea about this answer. um, I mean, fast things are amazing and interesting, and I remember not too long ago watching that Anthony Perkins the movie, The Fastest Indian, about the guy from, what was he, the New Zealander who brought his motorcycle to the salt flats to set a world land speed record on a two-wheeled vehicle or something like that, or a gasoline-powered engined two-wheeled motorcycle or something like that. The Fastest Indian, I remember that. But aside from that, I really don't know anything about land speed records. The answer, sorry to get long there, the answer is 8 times the speed of sound. So 8 times, yeah. Which is, wow, I don't even know what the speed of sound is in miles per second or whatever the appropriate measure would be. But 8 times the speed of sound. I mean, it was wasn't it in the 50s or 60s? I think it was in the 50s, wasn't it? Or 50s or 60s when the speed of sound was first broken by flying. Wasn't it Chuck Yeager who first broke the speed of sound? I'm talking way beyond my knowledge here. I really don't know, but I thought it was like in the 50s or 60s when the speed of sound was first broken, and I thought it was by Chuck Yeager, Charles Yeager, that broke the speed of sound for the first time. And isn't speed of sound referred to as Mach, right? So Mach 1, Mach 2, and so on. Yeah, you think so, but don't know. Okay, good. Doesn't make me feel too badly embarrassed for not knowing that. So, but since I don't know, I guess I'll just shut up and end the game at this point. Let me just remind you again of what's coming up in about 20 minutes. Layman's Philosophy, I'll be back on. I'm going to sign off for a little bit and then I'll come back on with Layman's Philosophy. I'll be in with my guest, Jeff Morrow. Hopefully, Jeff hasn't forgotten and he'll be here for my philosophy. Yep. Thank you, Let It Be. It's been a pleasure, as always. Hopefully, we'll have maybe develop a little bit of a schedule here so that we can have a few more people playing the game the next time. I'll try and, instead of just putting it up quickly, maybe I can make a schedule and get a little more organized. That's a challenge for me, though, getting organized. All right. Well, anyway, thank you for playing, and please come back again. Thank you and goodbye.